Hi everybody, this is Ryan, and I'm making a video for Module 12 for the second part of this data analysis spreadsheet. There's already a video here for the first part, and now I'm making a video for the second part. It's right here. So we're going to do that, and this video is going to help you to share data with teachers. So we're going to continue to use the same spreadsheet that you've been working on, and I want you to note a couple of things. I want you to note that your spreadsheet should go from column A to column N. If it doesn't, if it goes to column A to column M, that's fine. Or A to O or O to P, it's okay. You just need to make note of that. And it should go down to like row 185, I think is what mine goes down to. Yours should be similar. And we're going to be working off of column M for our teachers. We want to be able to share with teachers. In real life, you'd have teacher names in here or email addresses, but I just have teacher numbers, so we'll use that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new spreadsheet, and we're going to name it like this. So I'm going to copy that name, and you're going to put your name in there. My name is there, but you can put your name in there. Make a new spreadsheet. And I'm going to give it the name. So this would be like you're going to share data with your teachers. So you'd want to put their name in here, but for this class, we're doing it this way. Okay, so there's the name. The next step is to create a tab. I'm going to name it this tab right here. Teacher 11, feed. Name it that. In real life, you'd probably want to put your teacher's name in there, but we're calling it Teacher 11. That's our teacher we're working with. So essentially, we're going to bring Teacher 11 data off of this sheet and automatically have it display on this sheet. And we're going to use these two functions. We're going to use import range and query. Before you get going, make sure you share it with me so I can have access to it so I can see what you've done. So let's get started. So our function we're going to try to use is import range to begin with. So we're going to go equals. I'm going to type in import range and put a parenthesis, and notice how I get this little helper menu. So spreadsheet URL. So I want the URL of the data of the sheet where the data is located. So it is going to be on that tab right here, this tab. But first we need to put a quotation mark, and we're going to copy this URL and go back to our sheet, and we're going to paste it in there. Control V and quotation marks, and we'll copy. And now we want to go get our tab and data range. So our tab is 2018-19 students, and our data range goes from A1 to N185. And I copied that. I have it on this sheet over here, copied right here. So you can just copy this if you want to, and then modify it as needed if your range is a little bit different. And paste it in there, and then close the parentheses off. And notice how these are green. That means that's good. So I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to say reference. Now what's going to end up happening here is it's going to say allow access, and you're going to click on that. So at this point, your data comes in. But notice it's an exact copy of the data that's over there. We want to limit the data to teacher 11 only. So that's where we're going to use our next function. And our next function is query. So we're going to come out to the front of this, and we're going to type in the word query, and put a parenthesis. And first thing it asks is our data. Well, our data is this import range. Okay. And our next part is we're going to do some query language, and that's where I also helped you over here. It's actually right here. So if you'll copy everything from the quotation mark all the way through over to the other quotation mark, and paste that in there, and then do a comma and the word true, and hit enter, it will now limit your data to just teacher 11. So now you've actually limited your data to just that teacher. You could actually make one of these spreadsheets up for every one of your teachers. And this is how you can share data. Now the cool thing about this, if things are working right, is if you remember back over here, these two students didn't have any data. Some of you had error message in there, or you had blanks, or however you decided to use your formula. I used a function called if error, which it's not there anymore, but you can see it right here, if error, to take care of that. But so these students essentially don't have any data. So the cool thing about this is if I would then get, hey, we have their score now. Let's say they got 200. I type in number 200 there. In theory, if things are working correctly, you should be able to come over here, click refresh, and that number would come in. But there's some issues now with Google not updating correctly, so it's really not coming in like it should. It should automatically come in. So what I'm going to do to make that work is I'm just going to copy my formula, the whole thing, and I'm going to do Control X to cut it, and then I'm going to paste it again and hit enter, and it's essentially going to recycle my data, and I should get 200 to come in there if it's working right. Which it still is not quite working right for some reason. But that's the theory, and that's what this is how this is really cool. That eventually it should be working correctly. That if I copy this, and it really should be updating automatically. So now it's gone. I paste it back, hit enter, and it reloads, and now notice how that is 200 in there. So that's what it should look like, but it should do it automatically without having to cut and paste. So if we come back to our Rails sheet and we put the number 1 in here, hit enter, in theory, this should update to be all 1 right there without having to do anything. But to force it, so it actually sees how data could be changing, I'm going to cut this, hit enter, my data goes away, go back to cell A1, paste it, hit enter, it's going to load, and now there's a 1 there. So, hope this video helps. If you have problems, let me know. It's been nice working with you. I really appreciate your time and taking my class. Thank you.